shit's working. Oh shit, we live. Oh my god. This has been a fucking struggle since I woke up this morning, which really wasn't this morning. Nice benefit of being unemployed, quote unquote, right now. I just getting the camera a little more. But yeah. Let's see, this is Kyle High Club. This will be episode 19. I don't know what I'm talking about, kind of ripped right now. It's the first time I'm doing a live podcast, quote unquote live. The only person watching, this guy. Put it out there on all my little social media pages, personal, KCB757, Instagram and Twitter. I got the gaming Instagram, which is Kilo Papa BDC now. That is also my gamer tag, and where I'm streaming this on Mixer currently. Or if you're listening or watching in the future, I don't know what else I got. Fucking Kyle High Club Instagram, and Twitter, which I don't use. And I have a YouTube page, Kyle High Club, where I'll be putting these episodes, these video episodes from now on. So check that out if you haven't, or if you want to. But yeah, what have I been doing today? I've been trying to figure this out all fucking day. I woke up, I haven't done a Kyle High Club episode in about, I guess, a week or two now. So I woke up and was like, fuck, I want to do one. But I kind of want to, I got a new webcam for streaming on Mixer and shit. Does it not show that I'm watching? No. I'm assuming, like, I have two viewers. Grant, if you're listening, I have two viewers right now. It tells me how many viewers I have, but not who's watching. So I have two right now. I know one of them is myself, just because so I can read the chat. I guess if you're listening, you're listening, and you can, like, chat in the chat if you want to talk to me or text me. I don't fucking care. Later down the road, I'm going to try to... I don't know how I'm going to be able to, like, stream these live and have friends in them unless you get set up yourself on Mixer. But I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out. We could always do Zoom meetings and just record them. But I kind of want to try out the live portion. I don't know. It's a little different, little freaky. But it's also fucking complicated. That's what I've been doing all day, is trying to figure this out. Fucking since about 10 or 11. What is it now? It's about 3:12 now p.m. CST. Yes, it's about 10 or 11. I've been trying to figure out how to fucking stream on Mixer just on video. You know, I know how to stream gaming-wise, and I've been doing that recently and just got the webcam, as I said earlier. But if you stream from just the Xbox itself, it only allows you to, like, stream your image and the game you're playing, like, in the background. But if I want to get a video, you know how it's full screen right now. That's what I fucking wanted, and we're here. But I wasn't able to do that just straight from Xbox. I'd have to do a bunch of stupid shit. And now that I'm high, I don't even fucking feel like going through it. But I've just spent the past 3-4 hours trying to figure that out. It was very frustrating, to say the least. Honestly, I don't have too much to talk about in this episode. I just wanted to try this video portion out, especially live on Mixer. I got it now. The solution I have, I tried to do it on the Xbox, and then I went to my Mac laptop, which is my PC. It's a 2013, so it's still kind of old, but still new. Still should fucking work with all the bells and whistles. But with Mixer is, I don't know if they're owned by Xbox or part of Microsoft, but they're very compatible with Microsoft and Xbox, which is Windows based, and Mac is not Windows. So downloading some of the software that I needed for the Mac to run the stream onto Mixer, every fucking thing every software package I tried to download to stream on Mixer on my Mac, I'd click it. It was just like the user agreement. I'd click agree, or even just clicking on the fucking form, it would just go in an infinite loop and just stay there and not load and basically freeze my computer. So I'd have to keep restarting. So I dealt with that for like the first hour or 2 hours, just retrying that, just making sure that was fucked up, basically. So then I said, fuck that. And now the solution I'm at is I'm on my old HP desktop computer. It's like one of those desktops that we use like back in like first, second grade in like computer class and shit like that. It's nice, thick little things like that thick. Old school monitor. Doesn't have the HDMI input or output port in it. And this computer is Windows 7. I don't even have fucking Windows 10. So we're taking it back right now. Somehow got it to fucking work. And the software I'm using on this fucking dumbass Windows 7 computer is, what is this? This is XSplit, which I originally downloaded this so I could try to stream me playing, I'm such a fucking nerd, streaming Age of Empires from my desktop, because as I said, I got the fucking Mac laptop, so I can't fucking play games in that. There's no disk tray in it, so I was playing on this old ass computer, and got down this weird streaming Mixer rabbit hole. I first started with my friend Henry DeJarius Darius doing this crap and just watching him. Oh, what's up, Grant? LOL, nice. Just saw that. GeForce 108, shout out. The homie since day one-ish. There's really nobody that's day one, except for, I guess, my mom and my dad were there since day one. So they tell me. I don't remember. Who knows? Anyways. But, I forgot where I was going. I'm smacked. What was I talking about? Mixer, streamer, rabbit hole, crap. Yeah, DeJarius started. I started watching him. It was kind of cool, and he's fucking nasty at pub, the first shooters. So it was kind of cool watching him. And then I just looked one day to see if he was online. He wasn't. And then, like, in the featured section, like, right in the fucking middle of the webpage of Mixer was some really popular guy called The Viper. I don't know if he's really popular, but it looks like he makes a living off streaming. And streaming just playing Age of Empires 2, which I never played. I played the original one. But it was, I fucking watched it, and it was fucking crazy how, I don't know if you're listening, the one person that's listening is Grant. I know he doesn't really fuck with those simulation based games. It's kind of like World of Warcraft, those very nerdy games, except without the monsters and demons and magic and stuff. It's just straight like guns, bows and arrows, and swords and shields and stuff. Castles, towers, walls, bullshit. And this dude was just like moving the mouse all over the fucking map, and it was just nonstop action, and I couldn't fucking pick up what he was doing. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy this world has become, where a guy can just sit there like I'm doing fucking right now. It just fucking just look at move his mouse around and just be staring intently into the screen, playing a game and just being like super concentrated on this one fucking thing, and he could make a living off of it. Like, that's it's fucking crazy to think about how far we've come as a society, just technology wise. Like, first technology was the wheel or farming, and now balding guys like me. I mean, not like me. I guess I'm not making money off this, but I mean, it is what it is. It's pretty cool to see how things have come full circle. Now I just need the robots to take over. But anyways, yeah, that's what I've been dealing with all fucking day. All fucking day for a couple hours. It's such a hard life I have. Yeah, I have like some little notes written down that I wanted to talk about a little bit. I try to keep notes, especially when I was doing these more consistently, just things like on a weekly basis that pop into my mind or I see on fucking social media or Twitter or Facebook, Instagram or whatever that, just kind of, just flips a switch in your head or sparks something and it just like kind of maybe rubs you the wrong way or is cool. So I used to like, just to keep track of that, to, keep these consistent. And have fucking talking points or bullet points for when I'm too stoned or too caffeinated or whatever to remember what the fuck I was just talking about. And there's really nothing to fucking talk about besides all this coronavirus stuff. I mean, I did have an episode last week I called Corona Light because I bought a bunch of Corona beers from the store. I didn't know they were light. I didn't know they were Corona Light. I thought they were just regular Corona. I don't know. I didn't see that. I must have been stoned. And so I don't know. I ended up talking about the coronavirus stuff a little back then. In the beginning, I don't know what to think now, honestly. It's just kind of the same old. We all just chilling here. I'm doing stuff like this now. A lot of people aren't working, which, I don't think I talked about that last week. But I didn't fucking realize, because I'm currently not working right now. I'm like technically on the bench. I still have an employer. Still technically an employee. I just was released from my project. Maybe or maybe not because of insubordination or just didn't get along with the wrong or right people. Is what it is. That's life. But they're currently looking at placing me or on locations, but haven't found anything yet. So I'm just keep looking right now. But technically, I'm still an employee, and I think I'm still getting paid. I don't know. No one's told me or not told me that. So I'm probably going to reach out and figure that the fuck out. I'll know. I should at least get one more paycheck, which would be this Friday. And I'd be fine. I'm already fine for this month. All my bills in April are pretty much paid already. So if I get that paycheck this Friday, that will be May as well. So I could even just chill here for May and do nothing if I wanted and not lose any money out of my savings or really day-to-day life, especially with this shit. Nope. I don't go out, period. I don't really go out. I'll look at Grace in the background. She cleaned herself. That's nice. Check out that skull, too. Like, I typically don't go out too much. If I ever do go out, it's like an event or, I'm going to see a comedy show or... Really, that's the only things I can think of that I've gone out for, or going out to the movies with friends. But after that, I just go home. So my day-to-day expenses aren't changing, except now I'm ordering. I still order delivery through the past. I might be fucking overdoing it. I've overdone it the past couple days. I spent at least $100 in delivery just this past weekend. Mm-hmm. And speaking of this past weekend, if you haven't heard of that podcast by comedian Theo Vaughn, it's a very good podcast. Hilarious dude. He was on Joe Rogan's. He's got some stand-up shit out there. Hilarious guy. Also, King and the Sting It's my favorite podcast right now. I know I'm random and jumping all over the place, but it's with Theo Von and Brendan Schaub, who's a comedian and a former UFC fighter. And they just shoot the shit the whole time and just joke each other and con each other. It's pretty cool. So if you're fucking bored during these times, you can't go out, you can't go to the bars, meet some pretty ladies, anything like that. But you know, it's not stopping these hoes. These hoes are thirsty right now because they can't go out. So if you just talk to them for a couple days. Anyways, yeah, ain't shit been going on. The only thing that's been going on that's an event, I mean, there was this event this past weekend, not this past weekend, I guess it was a week now, not yesterday Sunday, but Sunday before. It was called, it's not called, I mean, the organization is called Submission Underground, but this was their 12th event. Chael Sonnen is their promotion, the head of the promotion. It's called Chael Sonnen's Submission Underground. And it's just a grappling-based event, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, what have you. And it was interesting. I mean, if you don't know me, I've been doing jiu-jitsu, I don't know, 7-8 months now, and haven't done it for a month now, so I'm itching. But so I've gotten a little balls deep into that, as well as fucking being a fucking nerdy video game person or whatever. That's always been there though, and I've always liked athletics, so it just is what it is at this point. And now I'm just rambling. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, submission. It was pretty interesting. You know, they held the event. Those events don't have like too many audience members in the first place, like maybe 100 people they'll get in there, but there was no crowd here. It was literally just the camera crew. I don't even know if there's a camera crew. It might have just been digital cameras, automatic, like you know, set up on stands, and they can like pivot, you know, so you can see the whole octagon, but have it, you know, at each end or whatever. And Submission Undergrounds too are different than most grappling events happen in an octagon. Most grappling events are just on a straight, like, flat mat, just like you'd see at a wrestling room or a jiu-jitsu room or even a judo class or whatever, judo gym. But with these events, Chael Sonnen's implemented the octagon in the cage, so that's just another added either tool, you know, to use to get up to your feet, or maybe pin a guy, or there's probably hundreds of thousands of intricacies, but I don't know them because I've never practiced it, so I can't really speak to that at all. There have been times in my gym where, you know, our mats are like right against the wall and these barriers, so sometimes when you get on the edge, you get close to the wall, and once or twice I've definitely pushed off with my foot to get a better position or just get away from the wall. So I could definitely see how you can use it to your advantage, and even to your advantage to just pinning someone against the wall. So it's just a nice another element to it, which makes I guess that event unique. It was pretty cool. I've seen them before, but this one was different because of the coronavirus stuff. It was literally just the two opponents and then a referee, and that was it. Again, there may or may not have been a camera crew, but that was it. And they did it in a fucking grain silo. They had an event in, where were they? What was it? Why do I want to say Nebraska? It's because of grain silo. I'm trying to pull up my internet to see if, to look that up, but it's going to be kind of slow. What was that? Submission, around 12, location. I know they had it in grain silo, like an emptied out grain silo somewhere. Portland, Oregon, of course. Yeah, because Chael's a Portland, Oregon guy. So yeah, it was a grain silo, I guess, probably in the outskirts of Portland. I've never been there, but emptied it out, put the cage octagon, just the two competitors, the referee, and then Chael Sonnen, who just commentating by himself. That's pretty rare that anyone commentates by himself, but anyone can fucking do it. It's Chael Sonnen. And he was basically doing what I'm doing right now. He wasn't even in the building, in the grain silo. He said, I think he said he was like 800 feet away or something. He was set up in another place. They made a little makeshift production podcast studio, and it was kind of more like a podcast commentary. So it was pretty cool. He was just rambling like I'm rambling right now. Like they'd be talking in his ear, like no one's talking to me in my ear, thank God. But they, telling him when the next fight is, or hey, stretch it out. We need you to commentate and talk a little more. And he would say that. He's like, all right, they're in my ear saying I need to talk about some more shit. Oh, what about this Tony Khabib fight? Do you think that's happened? And he was just rattling off his head. So besides the competitors and the event itself and the competition, just that aspect of it was pretty cool. It was weird, and like you don't want it to be cool as like the norm, and like everyone has to stay separate forever now because we're scared of a virus, or I don't know what I was going to say, an invisible thing that kills people sometimes. But it was just it was a cool event. And I mean, I literally have nothing else to talk about. It says coronavirus stuff. If you are out there listening, hit me on the chats or whatever. If you got a question about something that maybe you would like answered. I don't know. But yeah, when I think I was starting to talk about this, but then I got sidetracked by something else, most likely. With this coronavirus stuff and this quarantine, this lockdown, like no having more than 10 people for social gatherings or public gatherings, it's I didn't realize it till the other day, this past weekend. That's where I sidetracked, and I'm about to do it again. I said this past weekend, and then it reminded me of this podcast, and then boom, 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 boom. But I put it together this past weekend that pretty much, because I hung out with this girl, and she's a hairdresser, and she told me it hasn't fucking worked since the beginning of March. And I was like, oh, wait. Oh, fuck, that's a whole month. Oh, shit. So you got assuming she got paid bi-weekly, I'm not going to ask numbers and anything like that. But, of course, my brain, my stupid ape, monkey, male, number-counting brain was like, oh, God, so you haven't been paid for, 4 weeks. It's an hourly job. You're not getting salary. You're not getting paid while the business is closed. I was like, shit, how are you paying for rent? Because I'm extremely lucky, as I explained before. And I think being lucky, and I mean, that's all it is. I mean, I would like to argue, I worked hard to get what I have right now, but I mean, look at me, man. Look at me, fucking stone. Looking like this. I mean, I'm beautiful, but check out Louis' new special yet. My brother just texted me. I didn't know he had a new special. If he does, I'm going to have to check that out pronto, and it's probably great. Watch it Friday. He's the fucking greatest, man. He's definitely up there. He's one of the best. Definitely did some weird shit. Is what it is. I'm definitely have to check that out. That's just probably, yeah. I wonder where it's at. I'm gonna look it up right now on my faster computer. Yeah, I basically probably just put it on like YouTube. Saturday on his website. I like that. I like that move, dropping on the website. I'll probably get it. I'll probably buy it and watch it. Yeah, yeah, I started doing the numbers in my head. I was like, holy fuck, are you paying for rent? Are you paying for food? Blah, blah, blah. You know, she told me that our rent company, or our rent company. Oh my god, the property manager or whatever, that landlord, there we go, that's the word, that our landlord didn't, or was gonna like give her a discount for like next couple months, you know, with the promise of paying it back in the future, which I think is generous, but also like, whoa, that's crazy. So then after that, you know, that this is just one person, you know, I don't really communicate with anybody, besides literally my friends on Xbox, and then the people I would see at work when I would go into the office. You know, my friends are all doing well. You know, they all have salary jobs. They're all still working during this. You know, I mean, I don't want to say like thankfully none of my friends are low class citizen service workers. No, that's not what I fucking mean. I'm just, you don't really know. You can't put anything into perspective until either you've experienced it yourself or you know somebody that has experienced it, and you can kind of and pathetically live through their own shoes or what have you. And I mean, I guess I should have recognized it beforehand. I guess that makes me just a shitty person, not recognizing like millions of people aren't working right now and like don't know how they're going to pay rent, or God forbid, like somebody's child gets hurt right now, with the shit going on, and you don't have an income. Like, I don't know. That's a tough thing to imagine. And I just put it together this past weekend because I'm a fucking idiot. But just realizing how many people aren't working right now, and it's only been like a week or two, I'd say, maybe 2 weeks of like total like lockdown, where they started putting in like mandatory rules or laws in states, and even nationwide. Beginning of March, none of that was in place. I mean, I remember I was like, oh, it's all bullshit, it's media hype, blah, 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 going down the conspiracy rabbit hole. And that's actually one of my bullets that I might talk about later, but we'll see. Talk about all the crazy conspiracies I've heard regarding there's so fucking many. There's so many. That's the problem. Like, pick one, and stick to it, and then show me the evidence. Instead, there's hundreds of thousands, and you're like, sure, I guess any of them could be possible. So I don't know what to believe. But just the fact that so many people aren't working, and small businesses are, so like the girl was talking about, she works at a salon, and it's a small business. I mean, they have locations and the franchises like within Madison, possibly even Milwaukee, I believe. But they're not like some conglomerate like Great Clips or something. All those locations and all these small businesses, especially small businesses that have one fucking location, your little fucking coffee store you like to go to or whatever. I mean, I don't even, like, I guess a good example for me is like head shops. Head shops are pretty much locally owned businesses. And I don't even know if they're still open. I don't go to them often. The only times I really do is to re-up on Hempwick. I usually get like a little fat ball of it, so that's every like couple months. Just shut the fuck out of my desk, my bad. But, or if I want to get some cones or some papers, but that's a rare occasion. So, and they're probably still open, I don't even fucking know. But I guess just saying, if they're not open, they're losing money, and you're not gonna be able to pay that rent for that space. And I've heard some landowners, or I guess landowners, yeah, or landlords are fucking, they've been generous, and that's good. And they've been, hey, saying, oh yeah, you can pay me back, which is great. That's great. I guess anything to keep it going, but honestly, that's just going to delay a further problem. When things do get back and running or normal, it's going to take a while for people to go out and get their haircuts, to go and start spending their money again and be confident in, day-to-day life and being surrounded by people. People are going to be fucking shocked by this. I don't know about on the grand scheme of things. I mean, it's the duality of the mind, man, of good and evil, bad versus good, what have you. Every single day I think it's going to be different. I'm like, once this blows over, within a week we'll probably forget. I mean, within a month we'll definitely forget. But it's going to take a while. It's going to take a little bit. Like I said, within a month. So I mean, that's a whole month. So if a business, say, what is it, April? I think best estimates have been like this quarantine/lockdown situation will stop at the end of April. Maybe sooner, but I haven't heard anyone say that or even try to predict that. UFC's still going to try to be moving on with 249, even though Khabib's not going to be in it, and that's April 19th. So maybe we'll be back up sooner than we think. I don't know. Hopefully, that'd be dope. Then everything I'm saying doesn't matter, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine for the most part. It'll just be a month. God, a month or a month and a half, 2 months is a blip. It's a blip, but for a small business owner living month to month on paying that monthly nut to their landowner, their taxes, property taxes, and all that, it's gonna be tough to stay in business once you come back, because not as many people are going to be coming back initially. Just a good example for me, I guess, I should have fucking used is my jiu-jitsu gym. The gym I go to is a small business. It's no chain. It's just one individual that invested in it and makes a profit in it. I believe it's just him. Nice guy. Been to his house. He makes, he does decent. I mean, he's got 2 kids and a wife and decent house. He makes brews his own beers in his little basement there, which is kind of cool. But I mean, he's fine. He'll be fine, honestly. But just because the jiu-jitsu gyms are not cheap, I'll just say that. But, just during this time, people are canceling their memberships, because they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to use this for a month or two. And, some people are germaphobes. They won't be comfortable rolling around in the sweat of other people, knowing that there's a deadly disease going around, and just go back to life normal. For a hobby that they started to get into shape, or just to learn a thing or two to how to protect themselves. That's how most people just start to get in, like jiu-jitsu or something. Martial arts, I guess, and to start with. I guess a lot of people start with, I'm going to be the best in the world, but not too many people in their late 20s, early 30s, late 30s, starting to gray, starting to wrinkle, a lot of shape, just not really athletic, it's just it's a hobby. It's a hobby for me. I mean, just because I competed doesn't mean I'm like a fucking boss. I'm definitely not. I got my ass kicked a lot. I've got my ass kicked more than I won. And it's not even close. It's not even close. I guess the best analogy would be like a batting average in baseball. It's like, if you bat around 300, which is about 30% getting a hit, you're fucking amazing. Maybe not amazing, but you're good. You're good enough. You're average. mean, I don't know what jiu-jitsu is, but definitely in the beginning, you're not winning 30% of the time. It's not even close to that. Those first months, you never win. Unless you go with somebody that's less trained than you. And when it's your first week, no one's less trained than you. Except for the couple of guys that literally started the same week as you. And I started with a handful of guys that started about the same week as me. And it's pretty cool, you know. One guy, Kevin, tall, 6'5" dude. He might be just 6'4", but super tall dude. He's fucking nasty now. He's been going every single day lately. You know, now we got this break though. Another friend, he like broke a rib or something. I don't know. He was out for a couple months, so he's a little behind the ball. So am I. I've been slacking. I've been a fat ass, etc., etc. But just, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm so fucking big. It's just, small businesses. They're fucked. That's what I'm trying to say. My jiu-jitsu gym will be fine, but it's going to be tough to recover. Like I said, people are canceling right now, so people are going to be canceling their memberships, you know, because it's a hobby. They're not, like, die hard into it. You know, he called me, like, worried about me canceling. I'm like, hey, you don't have to worry. My finances are fine. I intend to pay out my membership. I only have a month or two left anyways. So it is what it is. You know, people are leaving, and then people are definitely not going to be renewing their shit if, you know, during this time. You know, that's everywhere. That's with all small businesses, and it's just, we already are corporate America. Like, everything we get, most of the things that most of us consume on a daily basis comes from corporate America. Which I guess, good or bad, you can argue that to the end of time. Just like most things in life besides like murder, rape, etc., etc. The shit you shouldn't do, that we all agree you shouldn't do. But like, entertainment is kind of all produced by corporate media. You know, all the television you watch is corporate media, especially news, all the major televisions, stations. You know, we've known that for some time. It's kind of dying with the internet. But now the internet's becoming corporate. You got Netflix is like the most corporate fucking entity out there. Twitter or Facebook. The internet was once a beacon of free speech. I don't know. I'm just saying shit. But now, you know, pretty much most places people visit on a daily basis on the internet are, you know, even this Mixer is a corporate thing. You know, I don't think they're making hundreds of millions of dollars, but it's still like this promoted thing behind the machine. It's a thing that's like promoted by the machine of it all, and we're all eating it up. So we got this, we got Twitch, we got Twitter, Netflix, Facebook, Hulu, which is a Disney-based thing. You got ESPN Plus now. YouTube is fucking corporate as hell. You know, they ban people if you say the wrong shit, which, again, can argue that to the end of time. You know, yes, you should probably take down videos of people beheading each other. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't want to watch that shit. I don't. But, you know, and now our entertainment's always been corporate from Hollywood all the way down. But, you know, with the internet, it kind of blew that up a little bit, but it's coming back together. And especially after this coronavirus thing, you know, it won't really affect the internet too much, I guess. But, you know, small bakeries are going to go down. I have the bakery that's right next door. It closed out months ago, or weeks ago. But, you know, because I just don't think too many people would visit it. But there was one before that, too. They started a bakery, they closed. And then another person tried to come in and make a bakery, they closed. Now, if let's just say they did decent, and the people that actually worked next door came there and got their shit instead of driving down the road 2 blocks to get a Starbucks and waiting in the drive-thru for fucking 10 to 15 minutes for a coffee. Even though they got hot, ready coffee right here next door to you. You can take a walk. It's nice out. It's beautiful out today. They got freshly made. They got everything Starbucks does, except it's a nice little walk, and we support local business. Still, nobody would fucking go to it. Now nobody's going to go to it because all those places will be closed. Because the people, places like Starbucks and McDonald's and Pizza Hut and Domino's and all these big fast food retail restaurants and stuff, they're going to be really the only ones around. Especially if this goes another month. If this goes past April and into May, it's going to be ugly. I mean, we won't even notice it. Once things pick back up, it'll probably return back to normal, and we'll be back to our normal lives. Consuming the same shit we always have, but if it does go on that long, I'm more worried about the individuals that are working at small businesses, or even at the corporate jobs, like myself, and were laid off, or you were fired because, I guess laid off, fired are the same thing, because they had to cut back on spending. There's potential that I would get a role with, with this, with the team I was supporting previously, but be a developer on their team. Just heard back today from the product owner that he or she, I forgot where I was going. Oh, that they tried to do like everything they could, but right now with this whole coronavirus thing, things are taking a freeze on any new hires. Which, this is the worst time to work for a job right now. Unless you're at Amazon or Google or Facebook or Microsoft or Twitter or YouTube. Name another website, or internet company, digital company, so everyone that's looking for a job right now is going to be looking for these corporate jobs, just to keep food on the table for the family, especially these next couple of weeks. So with that, you got people leaving the workforce of the small businesses. People are going to start visiting the small business because they're not open during their time of need, so they're going to lose trust in the public mind. Oh, you weren't big enough to continue on going when we needed you the most. So we're going to start visiting Starbucks every day more often. That is a hilarious thing went on. I guess it's not really hilarious, this whole ordeal, but about a week into things like being crazy, or the first couple of days, everyone's panicked. Oh, mandatory shutdowns, no more than 10 people. People are freaked out. People are still freaked out. I was freaked out. I don't get freaked out. I'm usually like, oh, that's bullshit. I stay by myself anyway. I have nothing to worry about. I still don't. I feel like, knock on wood. See, that's how worried I am. I'll still knock on wood. But I went out to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is still open. Line's still around the block. And right across the street, Starbucks. The Starbucks I was just talking about before that put these local bakeries and coffee shops out of business. Fucking line is around the fucking parking lot to get a Starbucks because you can't go in and get it. You can't go into the cafe. So everyone, there's a drive-thru already, and it's usually packed anyways. But it was packed like everybody was out working their normal day jobs. Like everyone was out for lunch. We went during lunchtime, or like right before it. But there's no traffic on the road. There's nobody really driving around. The Chick-fil-A we go to is right next to the mall. Mall parking lot is empty. There's Dave & Buster's there, empty. Everything in there is closed. And then But Starbucks is popping. The line is around the block. I'm just like, if I don't go to Starbucks, I like Starbucks. Their drinks are a little sweet for me, even though I like the sweet coffees. They're even a little more sweet than for my liking, but they're just expensive. I just have it on a financial, frugal standpoint that going to Starbucks is a fucking ripoff. It's just fucking coffee. You don't need the fucking whipped cream and this and that and the cherries and da. It's bullshit. It's just being a cheap bastard. I fucking hate Starbucks. This is a $5 coffee when I could just get a fucking bag, a fucking 2-pound bag. You have to hold it like this and it's down here. I don't even know where this camera is. But I literally just buy a 2-pound bag. I have it on Amazon, but a 2-pound bag of coffee, you put it in, however you make your coffee. I have a Keurig, because you gotta have the brand name Keurigs, man. See, I fucking hate myself, too. We are all, what's the fucking word? Let's just say hypochondriacs, or hypotheticals. It's not that. Hypocrites. We're all hypocrites. Yes. I don't know where I was going. Oh yeah, fucking Starbucks. I just thought it was kind of hilarious how it's apocalypse, the doom of the world, yet everybody has to go get their $5 coffee every day. It's just fucking... it's bullshit. You guys aren't worried about shit. What are you talking about? Come on. I don't know. It is what it is. So, if shit stays how it is for the rest of May, people are going to have, if you want a job, you're going to have to go work for these big companies. That's just how it is. It's just, they're the only ones that are going to be able to, keep working, let alone hiring. I don't know anybody I don't know anybody, but if you're even a multi-conglomerate, like, $100 billion business, you're not really hiring right now. You're going to wait to see how this plays out, just in case. You got money, you got profits, you got assets, you got liquidity, you got equity, your business isn't going nowhere. You know that, as long as, like, a solar flare doesn't happen or Yellowstone doesn't blow up. So, I forgot what I was saying. If you don't go and work for these corporations, what are you going to do for money? How are you going to get food? How do you put food on the table for your family, your kids? Thankfully, I don't have either. I just have a cat. That's back there. She's hiding. But, the rich are just going to get richer. The gap between the rich and poor is just going to be further shit. I don't have any solutions. I'm not a solution guy. I'm a guy that's just going to sit back and watch. And see what happens. And go from there. Should probably have some kind of plan, one way or another. But I can't tell you my plan, because then you're going to try to foil it. Just kidding. But, yeah. The only thing I'm saying is the thing goes longer than April, I have some serious problems. If I was in a position, it's easy. It's an easy thought experiment. You put yourself in a person in their shoes, probably paying rent, has a roommate or two to help make sure they're not paying the full, $1,000 rent. Rent is like $1,000 average around the country. I thankfully live in the Midwest, and it's not that much. In this little shithole that I live in. Most of the apartments around me here are more than that, but I live in probably the worst part. It's not the worst part, but the building's falling apart. You get what you pay for. And I'm a cheap motherfucker, so. It just is what it is. If you are that service worker, just say, I don't know, you bartend. Bartenders make decent money, especially, through tips and shit. No one's bartending right now. And for the most part, if you bartend, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Unless you're like some crazy investor finance guy that, knows how to be frugal and a cheap piece of shit like me. But even when I was working, I never bartended or anything like that. I guess the most regular job I had, 9 to 5 just working an hourly job, was cleaning pools during the summer. And so this is the best example I have for myself. And made a decent wage too. Got up to 12 or 13 an hour, 40 hours a week, sometimes more. More than likely less though. So my biggest paychecks I remember were around $800-900. If I'm living by myself, I can't pay for rent. Well, if you get paid twice a week, I guess you can pay for rent. Then what? You have $500 to $700 left over to buy food, and then pets. If you got pets, kids, water, electric bill, internet, car insurance, home insurance, renter insurance. Then what? You maybe have $100 to $300 left to do whatever the fuck you want. Maybe, but I don't see how you could do that. Thankfully, as I said, I'm very lucky, very blessed. I had a mom and dad that did decently well for themselves and were able to provide and put food on the table for me growing up my entire life. Thankfully, shout out to them. Shout out for banging and making me, but that's kind of weird. I don't want to put that out there. But so I'm very, very lucky. So during this time that I'm working and cleaning pools, I'm enjoying life. It's my summer. It's my college summer. So I'm not paying for 2 to 3 meals a day. I'm just ransack the fridge for leftovers, or I'm going out and eating fucking Taco Bell or whatever at the bar and getting drinks. Most of my money is going towards drinks and just having fun and enjoying life. Which you got to enjoy life too, because then what's the point? You got to dig through some shit to enjoy it most of the time, but that just is what it is at this point. So trying to put myself in the shoes of these of service workers, I can't imagine not having a paycheck and you don't have a mommy and daddy there to take care of you, as most people don't, or most people that have some kind of self-respect for themselves don't let them do for their entire life. Thankfully I let them do it for a while, but once I want on my own, I want to be on my own and stay on my own as long as I can, and hopefully till the day I die, as far as financially wise, and just as a man. So it's tough to imagine if you don't have paychecks coming in, you don't have a job, nobody's hiring except for maybe corporate America, but even then they're not hiring because people aren't visiting. Nobody's going inside Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Chili's, whatever. Chili's isn't open. They might be, I don't know. But you can't go in there, so you don't need as many workers. The workforce is obliterated. So there's not as many jobs out there unless you have some kind of technical skill, or there's probably still physical labor jobs going on for sure. Well, actually, I know there is. There was a guy fucking painting my apartment this whole past week. I'm like, what the? I was like, they still got you sleeping? He's like, yep. I guess I'm an essential worker. I was like, yeah, we need those paintings repainted right now. Yeah, this shade of white is just not as white as it was before. Yeah, we need that right now, right now. I'm okay with him working. I don't have a problem with him working. I'm glad he's working and still making money. That's dope. So those jobs still might be out there. But for the most part, if you can't find a job, I guess you can do unemployment. I guess we got this subsidy check if you did your taxes come in. About $1,200 that's being paid over our own money back to us. It's a precarious situation. Because what would you do? I know what I would do. First I'd try to find a job and this and that, but if I can't, I'm gonna get hungry. And I get hungry real quick. I got an insatiable appetite. I'm a little fatty. I like my sweets. I like my carbs. I like the shit that's bad for you. I'm a little picky. And when I'm hungry, I get hangry. And being hangry when there's no food in the fridge, that's a different sort of hangry. Being hangry when there's no money coming, when there's no money in your bank account to go get food, that's a different hangry. That's where you start to tiptoe that line between life and death. And do that little dirty dance. Do a little dirty dancing with life. It's like, alright, am I just going to choose to sit here and just starve to death for 2 weeks and just be in agony and chaos and, not harm anyone else, but, I'll die. Maybe that's for the best. But I don't know about you. I want to live. We all want to live. All biology, all life wants to live. Because that's all you know. You don't, people, you could say, you can't say you've experienced death. You don't know what death is. No one does. No one's came back. As far as we know, no one's came back from the dead and was like, yo, this is what it is. There was that Jesus guy. They say he did it. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I wasn't there. But as far as we know, this is it. I'm not saying that this is it, but this is all we know, and now in this current moment is what I'm doing right now, blah, 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 blah. And I'm a little hungry right now. I need to go fucking eat something. If there's nothing in the fridge, and I have no money in my account, how am I going to eat? How am I going to continue to live? How am I going to get this fuel to keep running this organic machine? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm not saying I'll do. Telling you what I would do if I was in that position. I go to the biggest grocery store around. Maybe a Walmart. Maybe a Costco. I don't know. Something with a lot of foot traffic. The grocery stores are still popping right now. Not supposed to have more than 10 people in public gatherings, but the grocery store, man, that is one of the filthiest places I've seen if you fucking think about it. All these people around, most of them don't have masks on. I'm not wearing a fucking mask either. Call me an asshole, that's okay. I already know that. I'm willing to take my chances. And I know I could potentially be infecting other people, but I guess I'm such an egomaniac, I'd rather do that than be caught wearing a fucking mask. And complying by wearing a mask. I wear a mask because it's badass, I got a mask that has like the skull like outline for the jaw that I sometimes wear during the winter when it's fucking cold and you literally feels like your eyeballs are freezing. If you lick your mustache hairs freeze. That type of cold, like instantly. I'd wear that because it just looks badass, or if I was robbing a store, I'd wear a mask. But I ain't wearing a mask just to go in, but that is... It's besides the point. I'd go in a grocery store if I had no money, no food. I'm trying to steal some shit. That's the first thing I'm trying to do. Stuff some shit down my pants, wear a coat, stuff in the pockets, stuff in the inside pockets, and see what happens. What else can you do when you're fucking hungry and you have no money? Homeless people go out and beg, but no one's out right now. So who's going to give you change to give you money? If you can't even beg, maybe beg family and friends, and hopefully you have some good people around you that'll help you out during these trying times. That's really all you can ask for. Is if you don't have that, good luck. All I have to say is, give me the loot, give me the loot. I'm a fucking fool. Let's see how long I've been doing this. I hope it doesn't resort to that. Really hope not. But only time will tell, my friends. I think we'll be fine. I hope we'll be fine. If not, though, be ready, be prepared. Prepared for whatever. How long have we been doing this? I don't even know. Us. Let's see. GeForce. What'd you text me? 3. So I'm almost at an hour here. So I'm gonna stop this here in a little bit. Before I do, I don't know if I should do this or not. But the interwebs are a crazy place, especially during these times. An even crazier place is the conspiracy interwebs and the conspiracy jargon and stories you'll see out there. They're very entertaining. I eat them up. I don't know why. Is it maybe because I like to think that everything's not as chaotic and as complex as it seems to be, and that there's hundreds of millions of factors and incidents and plot points and data points that, fucking make up this fucking world that we live in, and that conspiracies offer could you say, a salvation in knowing that things are taken care of, that somebody else is controlling things, and it's not all just randomness and chaos that it so often seems to be. Maybe that's it. Conspiracies are kind of like a religion for people that don't believe in religion. Now, I don't really believe in religion. As far as organized, especially large, organizedly centralized religions. So, it's not that I don't believe that there might be something out there, or a God, or this or that. I don't believe in an organization of people shouting gospel to the people, because it's, I don't know where I'm going with that, but if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Even though organized religion has made us from barbarians into having some kind of moral ethic code, no matter what kind of religion it is or what kind of base the country has beliefs in. Like, even if you're not religious in the United States, or you're like a hardcore atheist, you hold some very common tenets and beliefs as with the Christian, I don't even know how to say it, Judeo-Christian background and origins of this country. Even with Muslims, even with Islam, you have some connected beliefs and universal truths. Same thing with baptism, Jesus Christ. Same thing with Buddhism and Hinduism and all the fucking religions that ever existed and will be created. They all have some kind of underlying truths, like, treat people better, blah, 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 and things aren't as chaotic as they seem. There's some reason to the mystique, or what the fuck ever is going on out there. And conspiracies are no different. That's all I was trying to say. Some conspiracies end up being true. There was like the Watergate conspiracy, that was real. Gulf of Tonkin. There's a bunch of other conspiracies out there, and I just want to share some that I've come across regarding this coronavirus. And I thought of myself being a high, open-minded individual. You can only be open-minded if you entertain these things, because you'll hear immensely being like, man, that's bullshit, get the fuck out of here, you fucking tinfoil crackpot motherfucker. And I'd say if you have that reaction, you're probably right. But nonetheless, they're entertaining. And if we can't entertain ourselves during these times, then what the fuck can we do? Huh? One of them, and I guess I came up with this on my own, not really, was that this coronavirus was released to destroy small business and individual freedoms. Whether it was or not, it will. So, whatever. Next one. I don't know if I came up with this one or not. You can never remember if you come up with these ridiculous ideas, or if someone incepted you, or you saw it in a tweet half-hand or half-formed, and then you filled in the pieces. You never fucking know. It sounds, I don't even want to say it. It just sounds ridiculous. It's possible that we could be in a war with interdimensional aliens. You can't prove it's not aliens. Have you met these corona folks? Have you seen them? Could be aliens, bro. They tell us to stay inside because they don't want people to see, man. They don't want to see, man. Don't want to have any witnesses. I heard this one today, that there's an incoming meteor impact that will hit Earth and will be cataclysmic. But there's nothing we can do to stop it. So the government and powers around the world implemented this to calm the panic before this hit, and to kind of lessen the blow, so to speak. Instead of being like, oh, meteor's coming in 2 months. Everyone pray or something. I don't know. We can't do anything about it. It's hitting here. Good luck. I don't know how would you if that was to happen, how would you handle it? Like, if you knew for a fact there's a giant meteor about to hit Earth and it's going to destroy most of the planet, kind of like it did to the dinosaurs. It's going to make the air unbreathable, and that we're going to have to go underground or just stay indoors and wear masks 24/7 to survive. How do you prepare people for that? Do you tell them, hey, meteor's coming, good luck. If you can, bunker down. You can't do that. No matter how much you want to, and no matter how much I want to, and how many times I've said, man, I just wish the government told us the truth, man. They're not telling us everything. There's aliens, they just won't tell us. There is or isn't. You can't tell us. You can't, because we'll freak the fuck out. Look how much all of us have freaked out over this coronavirus. Coronavirus! Almost every time I hear coronavirus now or say it, I think of fucking Cardi B yelling coronavirus. And it's very super annoying. And I only heard her say it like 2 or 3 times, but I saw a tweet of somebody saying what I just said, that they, every time they hear coronavirus, they think of Cardi B yelling coronavirus. And just from seeing that tweet, reading that tweet, now it's my fucking head. It's bullshit. But yeah, we panicked. So you can't tell us a meteor's coming, because guess what? There'd be looting instantly, and a lot more people would die, because a lot of people would be murdering each other in the streets. And that's what I'm afraid of from this coronavirus stuff, if this shit goes on for a little more than a month. If it goes past May, good luck. If it goes past April, good luck. If it goes past May, boy, you better have a gun. That's all I'm saying. Or know how to choke a motherfucker out. Or punch or something. I don't know. Or make loud noises and scare people away. or just look intimidating. There's more conspiracies out there. I only wrote down 3 though. I can't remember any, and I don't want to go into any more detail. Yeah, it's been over an hour. I only like to do these for an hour, especially when I run out of talking points, or actually had no talking points to begin with. Surprised I've gone this long and rambled. Surprised Grant's listened to me, and surprised one other person is listening and lurking on me. Appreciate it, guys. I'm definitely going to try to do these more often now that I've figured out the fucking setup, how to fucking stream on Mixer is pretty cool. And then straight from here, I can just download the fucking video. I can download the video. I'm going to put it up on my YouTube, Kyle High Club. And then also, when I download the video, I can convert it straight to audio. And so I can have the audio version. I'll upload it to this app I use called Anchor, and Anchor pretty much puts it out everywhere that I have it. It will put it up on my website, it will put it up in iTunes. So if you want to listen to it there again, because you're so fucking weird, you can. If not, don't care either. I don't even listen to it. Just something I want to do for some reason. I don't know. But definitely I'll let y'all know when I do this next time. Hopefully maybe this weekend. I've been trying to coordinate with some of my buddies to join me, and then I get stoned last minute or drunk, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't want to talk to anybody else. I'm fucking weird. But I'll let everyone know when I'll be streaming or putting out another one, so you can hop in the chat live if you want, chat with me, fucking ask me questions if you heard a crazy conspiracy or something, just put in the chat and then I'll expand on it for another 15 minutes or whatever. It will just help me continue rambling on for no reason at all. But yeah, I'll let everyone know. Check it out. Let your friends know if you care. I don't care if you do or not. I will definitely be gaming later. So if you're one of my gaming buddies, I'll catch you in like 30 minutes. And yeah. I guess I'll just name all the social medias real quick. Got personal, KCP757, Twitter, Instagram, my Kyle High Club, the podcast that I have, is also on iTunes. It should be in Google Play as well. If you have an Android and you can't find it, let me know and I'll set that up. I know it's not on Spotify because Spotify was kind of hard to set up, and I kind of gave up. But the more I do this, the more people listen. The more consistently I do this, the more places we'll get, and so forth. Yeah, Kyle High Club, Instagram and Twitter, and website, kylehighclub.com, where all these podcasts will be. There'll only be an audio form up there. You check out the YouTube if you want the video going forward. I also have a couple blog posts on that website, just random. I call them ideas. I got that idea from my buddy Grant. He used to keep, I guess, ideas that in his phone or something. I don't fucking remember how it came off, but I thought it was a good idea to steal. So appreciate that. What else? Oh, and then I have the gaming Instagram as well, where I post clips. I try to every day. I was doing it multiple times a day with how things are and my work schedule being off. It's hard. It's not hard to break it up and do it. I have more time to do it, but just dialing it back a little bit. But at least try to do one new clip a day over there at Kilo Papa BDC. That is also where I'm at on Mixer right now, Kilo Papa BDC. Check those out. All those accounts are linked intertwinably or whatever. So if you just follow me on my personal, you can check those two out and follow, or reverse, whatever. Appreciate you for joining. And be streaming later, so if you want to hop in, stream, play some games, or chat, or watch, hit me up. Peace. Love you all. Stay safe. Okay, I was supposed to stop right there.